Dear students, welcome back for today's session. So we are going to solve the NEET questions from the chapter Structural Organization in Animals. So exercises, under exercises we are going to discuss about level 1. Alright. So the first question we have is, in earthworm, gizzard occurs in, what the first question we have? In earthworm, the gizzard occurs in the segment. The options which are given are, first option which is given in the first question is 5, and the second is what we have is 6, then 8 and 9th segment, and fourth option which is given here is 10th segment. So we need to know that where gizzard, in which segment of the earthworm this gizzard is present. Alright. Dear students, firstly let me tell you that gizzard is a highly muscular, alright, it is very much muscular, made up of lot of muscles, alright, and thick walled organ, alright. It is thick walled organ. And further let me tell you that the segments of the earthworm, if we consider, in the first segment we have the mouth, alright, in the first segment we have the mouth, and buccal cavity is present in the second and third segment, alright. Followed by the mouth we have the buccal cavity present in the second and third segment. Then thirdly we have pharynx, alright, which is present in the third and fourth segment, alright. Then we have esophagus, which is present in the 5th to 7th segment, alright. First we have mouth, alright, in the first segment, then second to third buccal cavity, third to fourth pharynx, 5th to 7th esophagus. So gizzard is the next structure. So gizzard is present from 8th to 9th segment of the earthworm, alright. Remember that. And the role of gizzard, already I have told you, it's a very hardest part of the alimentary canal. It's a part of the alimentary canal of the earthworm, alright. Gizzard helps in grinding of soil particles and decaying leaves, alright. Grinding of soil particles and also decaying leaves, the gizzard helps in, alright. So among the given options we have to go for the third option, that is 8 and 9. The next second question we have here is, clitellum is present in, 4 options have been given. The first option is musa, alright. Then second option we have is periplanata, third option we have Ferretima, and the fourth option we have Rana. So here let me tell you firstly that clitellum is a structure, alright, which helps in the formation of egg case. It helps in the formation of egg case, or we can say it as cocoon, alright, in the earthworm, alright. So this is the role, alright. And further let me tell you, dear students, that it is also glandular and non-segmented. It is having glands, okay, for secretion of, for the formation or the secretion of the egg case, it has glands. And also clitellum is non-segmented, alright. Generally it is non-segmented, right, dear students, okay. So here let me tell you, it is nothing but, what is clitellum here? Clitellum basically is the modification of epidermis, alright. Outside layer, the epidermis, from that itself the clitellum is formed, alright, dear students, right. So fine. Now clitellum is present in is the question. Okay, first option they have given is musa. So musa is nothing but it is a genus of flies. Alright, so we don't find in musa the clitellum. Alright, then the second option we have is periplanata. So here as well, alright, periplanata is a genus of cockroaches. Alright, even in the cockroaches there is absence of clitellum. We have ferretima. Next is ferretima. As we all know that ferretima is a common earthworm. Alright, it is a genus of earthworms. Alright, definitely in the earthworm there is a formation of cocoon, formation of egg case with the help of the clitellum. So right option is ferretima. Anyway, the fourth option which is given is rana. Alright, so it is a genus of frogs. Alright, so here as well we don't find. Okay, so we find clitellum in the ferretima, postuma, or any other type of earthworm. Alright, so go for the option 3. Third question we have is principal role of setae is. Option A they have given as holding the worm. Option 2 locomotion. Option 3 they have given is help in reproduction, and option 4 is crawling. Dear students, first of all, now in this question let us understand what do we mean by setae. Alright, see, in earthworm each segment, I told that earthworm is made up of more than 100 segments, right? So in each segment, okay, we can find, right, or like muscles and bristles. Alright, bristles called as brush-like structures called as setae. Right, that's what we are discussing here. The muscular and bristle-like structures. Alright, we call that too as setae. So the setae, what is the role of setae? Setae in fact helps in anchoring. So it anchors and controls the worm. Alright, it anchors and controls the earthworm. Alright, when moving inside or through the soil, when it is earthworm is moving through the soil. Moving through the soil, alright, when moving through the soil, in anchoring, alright, in proper support, that is what we call anchor, and also in controlling the earthworm, alright, it helps. Alright, more particularly the setae helps in in fact most important function among the 4 given options is that as it moves on, the in fact the earthworm, when it keeps moving, alright, when the earthworm is moving inside the soil, alright, the setae which is present, alright, they firmly hold the earthworm. Alright, they don't see that the earthworm is in any way affected, damaged while moving through the soil. That's one anyway, but most important is that they help in moving forward. Alright, they help in moving forward. Alright, so the best option we can go among the 4 is the more appropriate option would be locomotion. Alright, the muscular movement helps in protruding forward, moving forward. So go for option 2. The next question we have is presence of spiracles is a character of. 4 options have been given. Option 1 is periplanata, then option 2 nereis, then ferretima is the third option, and the fourth option is rana. So here, dear students, first of all let us understand what are spiracles. Alright, see, spiracles are the structures, right? We can say they are small openings rather, which are present in the sides of, alright, cockroach. Alright, in the sides of cockroach we can find the spiracles. Alright, see for example here, let me draw the structure. Say, let us consider this for example a rough structure. When we consider the body internal structure, see there are certain openings called as spiracles. Alright, as you can find here. Okay, so these are spiracles, dear students, which can be present in the cockroach. Alright, so there are about 10 pairs of spiracles on the side of the body of cockroach we can find. Alright, what is their role? These spiracles help oxygen to reach the internal respiratory organs. Alright, internal respiratory organs. Alright, the oxygen reaches with the help of spiracles, dear students. Okay, that is the role of the spiracle. Alright, so air enters to the spiracles. From here the air will enter and it will go to the respiratory system, and further from the respiratory system, alright, through the tracheae. Alright, see, through the spiracles the oxygen will go to the respiratory systems. From the respiratory systems further, alright, through the tracheae, the structures, alright, tubular structures called trachea are present. Through the tracheae the oxygen is supplied to the different body parts, right? So this is very important to understand. So as I said, spiracles are seen in cockroach. So 4 options have been given. The first option here is Periplanata. Periplanata is a genus of cockroach. Alright, already I have told you, Periplanata is genus of cockroach. Alright, so in the cockroach itself we can find. Okay, anyway, let us also see the other options. Nereis is the second option here. So Nereis, rather I can say it's a genus of polychaete worms. Alright, it's a genus of polychaete worms. Alright, this is one. Okay, then Ferretima, we already know this is a genus of, alright, earthworm. It's a genus of earthworms. Then finally we have Rana. So Rana is a genus of frogs. Alright, so among the given options, the genus of cockroach, as I said, in the cockroach we can find the only here genus which has the the cockroach species is Periplanata. So please go for the option 1. Alright, dear students, the 5th question we have here is, on the basis of structural modification of these cells, simple epithelium is further divided into. Alright, 4 options have been given. Okay, 2 types, ciliated and glandular epithelium. 3 types, squamous, cuboidal and columnar epithelium. 4 types, squamous, cuboidal, columnar and ciliated epithelium. 2 types, unicellular and multicellular epithelium. Dear students, here first of all let me tell you that the simple epithelium, when we are considering, is a type of epithelium. Epithelium is divided into simple and compound epithelium. Alright, simple epithelium is made up of single layer of cells. Alright, whereas the compound epithelium is made up of more than one layer of cells. Alright, so now when we consider based on the structural modification, the simple epithelium can be further divided into actually 3 types, dear students. Okay, see, simple epithelium is divided into squamous epithelium. Alright. So this squamous epithelium is a single layer of cells, flat cells, alright, which is also lies on the basement membrane, alright, like tiles. So it is also called as pavement epithelium, alright. Pavement epithelium. Squamous epithelium generally or simple epithelium rather, because here especially the squamous epithelium, the cells are arranged like tiles, alright. So we call, see, this is the basement membrane, it is non-cellular, it is not made up of cells, alright. So the cells are arranged like tiles in a single layer, alright. So with a center most nucleus, alright. So this is the basement membrane, these are squamous cells, alright dear students. Only single layer we can find lying on the basement membrane. So that's why they are arranged like a tile, since it is called also as what? Pavement epithelium. Dear students, this squamous epithelium is important for filtration and diffusion. Okay, it helps in filtration and also it helps us in diffusion of gases from the cell and into the cell. All right. So next, second type based on structural modification we have is cuboidal epithelium. All right. So cuboidal epithelium, cube like cells, all right, can be present, okay, lying above they lying above the basement membrane. They are also single layer only. These also single layer only we can find, all right. But the cells are cube like or box like, dear students, cube like or it is box like. The main functions of this squamous epithelium is, again, I can say that secretion it helps in, alright, and also it helps in absorption, dear students, alright. Two roles, one is secretion and the other one is absorption, alright. So this is the second type based on structural modification. Then, dear students, based on structural modification, the third type we have here is columnar epithelium, alright. So when we are considering the columnar epithelium, let me tell you, it is also single layer of cells. It also lies on the basement membrane, dear students, alright. Column like cells, column like cells can be seen arranged like this. They also lie on the basement membrane, non-cellular it is not made up of cell. This is also lying on the basement membrane, and you can find the nucleus as well, okay. So these are columnar cells, alright. Fine, dear students. So what is the role of columnar epithelium now? They also help in, one is absorption, alright, and the second one is secretion. So these are the two major functions. So now the three types based on structural modification we have based on the structure, alright, that is, as I said, squamous epithelium, then cuboidal epithelium, and the third one is columnar epithelium. So please go for option 2. Dear students, next let us move on to the question number 6. Here we have recognize the figure and find out the correct labeling. So there are two pictures given here. One is towards your left side you have the multicellular gland, and towards your right, the B picture is a unicellular gland, alright. So the options given are here: A. Unicellular glandular epithelium, like goblet cells of alimentary canal, the first picture, alright, and the second they are saying it as what? Multicellular glandular epithelium like salivary gland. And the second option is, the first picture A is unicellular glandular epithelium like salivary gland, or the B picture is here multicellular glandular epithelium like goblet cells of alimentary canal. And look at the third option. So the A picture, it is showing it as multicellular glandular epithelium like salivary gland, and B glandular epithelium like goblet cells of alimentary canal. And the fourth option which is given here is the first picture A as multicellular glandular epithelium like goblet cells of alimentary canal, and the B as unicellular glandular epithelium like salivary gland. Okay, dear students, here firstly let me tell you what is glandular epithelium. So, let me tell you that glandular epithelium is a type of epithelial tissue. So, here this covers the glands. This type of glandular epithelium covers the glands. That is, two types of glands we have. The first one we have is exocrine glands, followed by the second, that is the endocrine glands. Alright. So, to these glands, the glandular epithelium covers. That's the first point you need to understand, dear students. Both the exocrine, the glands which possess ducts, and the endocrine glands which do not possess ducts, both these glands are covered by glandular epithelium, dear students. Further, the main function of this glandular epithelium is secretion. They can secrete hormones or enzymes and so on. So they give their secretions through specialized cells generally called as goblet cells, alright, which I have represented here. Okay, dear students, now given options are here two. Okay, the two pictures have been given. The first picture is showing the multicellular glands. You can see many cells aligned here, and each cell is performing the role of the gland. And here towards the right, B picture is a unicellular gland. Okay, now let me also tell you, dear students, that the most common of unicellular, single cell acts as gland. Alright, what is unicellular glands here? That means to say that a single gland, alright, functions as gland, single cell. That's why it is uni. Uni is representing your single. And dear students, these single gland functions are generally the cells. Again here it is referred to as goblet cells. The cells which secrete, unicellular cells are goblet cells. They generally, are present associated with trachea. Alright, with our respiratory system, part of our respiratory system, and digestive tube. Which is the digestive tube we have? Alimentary canal. It is associated with the alimentary canal. Alright. So the given options you look out, see that option 3, which is showing that A as the multicellular glandular epithelium. Yes, multicellular glandular epithelium, like in the salivary glands we can find. See the other two options, dear students. Option 1 and option 2, if you look at, see, we can find that they are showing the first A picture as unicellular gland, alright, in both 1 and 2. So you can eliminate that. And option 3 and 4 is the one, alright. See, generally in option 4 what they have given? They have given as goblet cells of alimentary canal. Multicellular glands they have given. Goblet cells are not multicellular glands. They are, see, goblet cells are unicellular glands, dear student. Just now I told you, alright. Each cell has secretion, alright. They are unicellular glands. Each cell will have the secretion of hormones, mucus, enzymes, alright. So they can secrete the chemical messengers called hormones, the catalysts called enzymes, or even the mucus, dear students. Okay, so in that sense if we look at, okay, so option 3 is correct. So A, multicellular glandular epithelium like salivary gland, and option B, glandular epithelium like goblet cells of alimentary canal, because goblet cells are unicellular glands which can be seen in alimentary canal. So please go for option 3. Dear students, the next 7th question we have is, on the basis of mode of pouring of their secretions, glands are divided into option 1, you have two categories, that is into exocrine and endocrine glands, three categories, that is holocrine, merocrine and apocrine glands, and the third option, two categories, that is exocrine and ductless glands, and option 4, both 1 and 3. See, here we need to understand, this question is a bit twisted, in what way I will tell you. Firstly, dear students, let me tell you, see, there are two types of glands based on secretions, endocrine glands, alright. So, these endocrine glands, alright, generally they release their secretions directly into the bloodstream. Directly into the bloodstream. Alright? Fine. So, generally we can say that endocrine glands do not possess the ducts. Alright? They are generally called as ductless glands. Alright? Endocrine glands are called as what? Ductless glands, because ducts are absent. Ducts are important for pouring the secretions, alright, later to transport to the respective organ, but here ducts itself are absent. So when ducts are absent, what they are doing? They are in fact releasing all their secretions directly into the bloodstream, dear students. That is what we call the endocrine glands, alright. Fine. Let me tell you that examples for endocrine glands. For example, see, we have hypothalamus of brain, alright, which is a endocrine gland. Then one more example, let me give you, for example, pineal gland, which is also a part of brain, okay. So there as well, okay, the secretions are directly left into the blood stream. So it is also an endocrine gland. Further, dear students, we have pituitary gland, alright. So pituitary gland is also a part of brain and it is also endocrine gland, alright. Thyroid gland is also endocrine in nature. Even just behind thyroid gland we have parathyroid gland, alright, that is also endocrine in nature. Then thymus, present near to the heart, alright, this is also endocrine. Adrenal glands, adrenal glands can be present above the kidneys, they are also endocrine in nature. Then pancreas, near the stomach, alright. See, all these are the endocrine glands, dear students, okay. I have represented the maximum. So just remember, endocrine glands in our body are hypothalamus, pineal gland, pituitary gland, thyroid and parathyroid gland, thymus, adrenal and pancreatic glands, alright. All these glands pour their secretions directly into the bloodstream, alright. Then dear students, let me give you a few examples for exocrine glands. So firstly, let me tell you what are exocrine glands. See, they don't pour their secretion directly into the bloodstream. They have the ducts, they possess the ducts. Ducts are present here. So they leave their secretions into the ducts. From the ducts to the target organ, it will be transported, but not through the bloodstream, alright. Ducts are present here. They are called duct possessing glands, alright, exocrine glands. Okay, for example, we have say sweat glands, alright, salivary glands. Fine, dear students, okay. Then we also have mammary glands to go with that, alright, ceruminous glands of ear, right, ceruminous glands, and lacrimal gland also we have in the eyes, alright, sebaceous gland in the skin, and so on. All these are what, dear students? Dear students, all these are exocrine glands. They possess ducts, alright. So now let us understand the given options. In the first option, they have given two categories. They are divided into, that is exocrine and endocrine glands, alright. Yes, that is right, alright. Based on their secretion, they are exocrine endocrine glands. But let us also understand the other options. Option 2, they have given three categories: holocrine, merocrine and apocrine glands. No, it is not based on the pouring of secretions, dear students. Alright, so option 2 cannot be the one. Third option, they have given two categories, that is exocrine and ductless glands. See dear students, third option is ductless gland. Ductless glands are nothing but again endocrine glands. So again it is showing exocrine and endocrine glands. Third option, you look out, they have given exocrine, alright, which is okay, right, but they have given the second one as ductless glands. So let me tell you, ductless glands here are nothing but the endocrine glands, dear students. Alright, so without any hesitation, alright, you can go for the fourth option, which is been given as what? Both 1 and 3. Go for option 4. That is your right answer. Next question we have is, there are dash types of cell junctions found in the epithelium, and nearly all animal tissues which provide both structural and functional links between its individual cells. Right? So they are talking about the cell junctions. Okay. Now let me say a few important aspects here, dear students. See, cell junctions are also referred to as intercellular bridges. They are called as what? Intercellular bridge or bridges. They exist within the tissue and they link one cell with the other cell. So between the cells, alright, we can find them. Fine. What is their important function? They can help in cementing of two cells, alright, or they might help in avoiding leakage, alright, dear students, and so on. Alright. So now what is important for us to understand is that actually in the epithelium, how many types of cell junctions we find? Alright. Generally, dear students, we find 3 types of cell junctions. Alright. The 3 types of cell junctions are here. Firstly, we have the anchoring junction, which provides support to the two cells. Alright. Then secondly, gap junction, alright, which helps in cementing as and many other functions. Tight junction also is present, tight junction, alright, so avoids leakage and so many other functions. Alright. So anyway, just understand that there are 3 types of cell junctions, alright, which are present in the epithelium and all the tissues of our body, that is anchoring junction, gap junction and tight junction. So among the given 4 options, please go for option 2. Dear students, the next question we have is, match the column 1, 2 and 3 and choose the correct combinations from the options given. So here 3 columns have been given, column 1, column 2 and column 3, as you can see in the picture. So in the column 1, the pictures of the tissues have been given, different tissues, and in the column 2, the names of the tissues have been given, dear students, and in the column 3, the location of the tissues is given. So we need to match each one of this column 1 with column 2 and then column 2 with column 3, like that, Now see, firstly let me tell you, in the given picture A, alright, see, we have a matrix which is having these cells, right? Alright, see, we have a nucleus here. So this is the nucleus. You can mark down, this is the nucleus and this is the fat globule, alright, and these cells are called as adipocytes. Adipocytes or adipose cells also you can refer it to as. Alright. So anyway, dear students, when we consider this, alright, this is the part of the adipose tissue. Alright, see, in many other cells are also present at this site. So this is adipose tissue. Alright, and adipose tissue is generally present, beneath the skin. So you have to match A with 2. Alright, A is second option, that is adipose tissue is the second option. And then N, alright, beneath the skin we can find this adipose tissue. So this is one. Second picture you see, dear students, that is picture B. If you see, alright, again there is a very big matrix here. Alright, see few cells I will mark. See the cells which you can observe here. These are mast cells. These are mast cells, correct? And there are other cells as well. See, you can find here very big macrophage. What is this? Macrophage. Alright. Then further, dear students, you can also able to observe, alright, fibroblasts. Alright, see there are certain big cells called as what? Fibroblasts. Under fibroblasts, you are also able to observe that there are so many fibers called collagen fibers. So all these are the, alright, cells, different types of cells. Through this we can easily understand that these cells are present in the areolar tissue. They are present in areolar tissue. So they are part of areolar tissue. So you have to match now B with, alright, you have to match B with 1, alright, that is 1 is areolar tissue we have, and then again it is present alright in the skin as well, dear students. Okay, N again will be the option, alright, present beneath the skin. Then dear students, thirdly, see, you see the picture, next picture, so you can find the irregular arrangement of bundles, alright. So like this irregular bundle of bundles and few cells you can find here, we are called fibroblasts. Okay, anyway, so this is, this irregular fibers can be a part of dense irregular connective tissue. This is generally what we can say, dense irregular connective tissue. Alright, so this is very important for us to understand. And further, dear students, they can be present in the skin. Alright, they can be present in the skin. So match C with 4 and M. Alright, so this is the third picture, this is dense connective tissue. Then dear students, next the picture D we have. Alright, see, this is a matrix. Okay, inside this we can find many parallelly arranged fibers like this. I hope you can very clearly observe. These are many fibers, like parallelly arranged fibers are there. They are also called parallel fibers, or in between of course the cells are there. Alright, these parallel fibers we say are regular fibers, parallel or regular fibers. Alright, dear students. Okay, so remember this. So this is dense regular connective tissue, and it is seen in tendons, where we can find this tendons, dense regular connective tissue, the tendons and ligaments which connect the bone to bone and bone to muscle. Alright, now you go for D3. Alright, 3 we can find dense irregular connective tissue, and later with K you have to match, that is tendon, correct? So these are the options. So the given options, among the given options, please go for option 4. Option 4 is the right answer. Dear students, the 10th question we have is, cartilage is present. They have given 3 options here. Okay, so that is in the tip of the nose and middle ear joints, between adjacent bones of vertebral column. Third option, between adjacent bones of limbs and hands in adults. Alright, so we have to choose out of these 4 options, alright, where the cartilage can be present. Okay, first let me tell you that when we talk about cartilage, cartilage is a type of connective tissue. Alright, cartilage is a type of connective tissue. It is tough, elastic and flexible as well. Okay, fine, elastic and flexible. So here let me tell you these cartilages where all we can find. So let me tell you the location of cartilage. All right, so we can find the cartilage in many parts of our body, like for example, all right, in the rib cage. Okay, so then secondly, the nose, tip of the nose rather, okay, we can find them, in the ear. All right, rather the ear part, the external part, the pinna we can find, and they can also be present in the bronchial tubes of lungs. All right, bronchial tubes of lungs, as well as they can be present in between the vertebrae. We call that as all right, we call them as intervertebral discs. All right, between the vertebrae we can find. All right, so these are some of the locations which we can find, the cartilage tissue, one of the important connective tissue which is present in our body, dear students. Now among the given options, you look at option B. All right, what it is given? Between adjacent bones of vertebral column they have given. Yes, between adjacent bones of vertebral column, that is called between intervertebral disc we can find. And you see the third option, between adjacent bones of limbs and hands. Yes, even in the bones of limbs and hands, all right, we can find adjacent bones of limbs. Again your point, we can find them, right? So these are few important aspects with respect to this question. So please go for option 3. So B and C, and the option 1 which is given is that in the tip of the nose and middle ear joints. Option A, which cannot be, because in the middle ear joints we don't find them, but in the tip of the nose we can find them. So anyway, as both options are given, we cannot consider the option A. So please have to go for option B and C, which is given in the third option. So your answer is 3. Dear students, next let us move on to the question number 11. So here we have the question as mucus, saliva, earwax, oil, milk and digestive enzymes are secreted by. 4 options have been given: exocrine glands, endocrine glands, heterocrine glands and compound glands. Let us understand, already I have discussed in the previous questions about the exocrine and the endocrine glands. Okay, now let me tell you. First let us move with the exocrine glands. See, exocrine glands are the glands which possess the ducts, and through the ducts they transport it to the target organ. And endocrine glands are the glands which do not possess the ducts. All right, so they are called as ductless glands. So they discharge the secretions directly into the bloodstream. All right, that we need to remember, dear students. All right, so all the secretions they directly leave to the bloodstream. Okay, through the bloodstream they reach the target organ. So I told you that the endocrine system consists of hypothalamus, parathyroid, pineal, thymus, pituitary, right? All these we have discussed. So among the given options, now mucus, saliva, all right, and we have earwax. All right, see, mucus is secreted by mucous glands. All right, then saliva by salivary glands. All right, see, we have so many different types of glands, like salivary glands under the exocrine glands. These are all present. Okay, one is salivary glands. Then I already told you mucous glands, correct? Then we have earwax, ceruminous glands we have, right? It is secreted by ceruminous glands. And then we have oil, all right, sebaceous glands we have, all right. Sorry, we have oil and sweat are secreted by, all right, sebaceous and sudorific glands, all right, of our skin. Then milk is secreted by the exocrine gland which is called as mammary gland. Correct, dear students? And also digestive glands are present which secretes the digestive enzymes. Digestive enzymes are secreted by the digestive glands, dear students. Alright. So considering all these are exocrine glands, so please go for option 1. Option 1, that is exocrine glands, is the right answer. Moving on to the next 12th question, we have read the following statements and find out the incorrect statement. Option 1 given here is long bones of the legs serve weight bearing functions. The intercellular material of cartilage is semi-fluid and pliable. Alright, then the products of the exocrine glands are released through ducts or tubes. Then option 4 we have is blood is a fluid connective tissue. So we need to see that which is the incorrect statement, the wrong statement here. So let me tell you, dear students, the first option you see, long bones of the legs serve weight bearing functions. Yes, first option is the correct one because more muscle mass, are getting a point, can be seen, as well as the bones are also very much high in density. Okay, so they bear the weight, alright, weight bearing functions. Second option we have is the intercellular material of cartilage, alright, is semi fluid and pliable. So definitely it is not semi fluid, alright, it is not semi fluid, it is solid. Alright, it is the intercellular material of cartilage is solid but pliable. Pliable here indicates what? The pliable meaning gives here is soft and flexible or easily bent. Okay, which is their function. But the first, in the second option, first word which is given, semi-fluid. No, it is not semi-fluid, it is solid. In fact, intercellular material is present. Okay, so the second option itself is wrong. Anyway, let us also understand the third option. The third option we have here is the products of exocrine glands are released through ducts or tubes. Yes, so exocrine glands are referred to as the duct bearing glands. They are duct glands. Alright, so that is the correct option. Then fourth option we have is blood is fluid connective tissue. Yes, blood is fluid connective tissue. That is also the correct option. Alright, blood and lymph are the actual two types of fluid connective tissue. As they have given fourth option as the blood is a fluid connective tissue, it is also correct. So option 2 is the right answer here. The next question we have, dear students, is that the dorsal surface and ventral surface of the body of earthworm is marked by, they have given option A as a dark median mid-dorsal line, or it is representing the dorsal blood vessel and presence of genital pores respectively. Second option, the presence of genital openings and a dark mid-ventral line which is representing the ventral blood vessel respectively. A dark mid-dorsal line and a dark mid-ventral line respectively, and none of the above. Alright, dear students, so for this question, let me tell you that when we consider the earthworm, see dorsal view, in the dorsal view we can find, alright, definitely the dorsal blood vessel, dorsal blood vessel. In fact, how we can identify this? By the presence of mid-dorsal line. There is a presence of mid-dorsal line. Let us consider, for example, we have the earthworm. Okay, just a rough structure. Okay, they have a line like this, mid-dorsal line at the center which passes through the center. This is the mid-dorsal line. Okay, that is actually representing what? The dorsal blood vessel. And also you can find the presence of genital pores, right? Genital pores as well. So that's also one of the important function of the ventral surface. So This is dorsal surface, you can find dorsal blood vessel, but on the ventral surface, we can find the, all right, the genital pores, all right. So genital pores can be seen, both male as well as the female genital pores can be seen, dear students, all right. See, in the 14th segment of the earthworm, we can find the female genital pore, all right, female genital pore, and on the 18th segment we can find the male genital pore, all right. So the this can be seen on the ventral surface. So among the given options, if you look out the option A, all right, so dorsal blood vessel, all right, is indicated by the mid dorsal line, which is present in the dorsal side of the body, and genital pores are present on the ventral surface. They can be seen actually, right. So these are the options we need to, points you need to remember here, and you have to go for option 1. Option 1 is your right answer. Dear students, the 14th question we have is, match the columns 1, 2 and 3 and choose the correct combination from the options given. So 3 columns have been given, dear students. In column 1 they have given, all right, the structures, all right, of the earthworm, and column 2 they have given in which segment those structures are present, and in column 3 they have given whether they are present in pairs or whether they are single, all right, has been mentioned. So let us understand each one of it. See, we will mark it as column 1, all right, then column 2 and later column 3. Okay, firstly let us go with, now A we have male genital pore. Where do we find male genital pore? See, we can find it in the 18th segment, all right. In the 18th segment we can find the male genital pore, all right. Then secondly, let me tell you, we have this this male genital pore always in pair, okay. A single pair of male genital pores can be seen. Then we have female genital pore, all right. So this female genital pore, when we consider, dear students, let me tell you, they are present in the 14th segment. They are present in the 14th segment. So and here they are single, okay. It is single, they are not present in pairs, it is single. Then C we have testes. Where do we find the testes? Testes are present in 10th and 11th segment, all right. 10th and 11th segment we can find the testes, and they are of 2 pairs. 2 pairs we can find the testes. Then fourthly we have ovaries, which can be present rather in the 12th and 13th intersegmental septum, all right, we can find them, and further these are present as a single pair, all right. So among the given options, you please go for option 2. Option 2 is the correct answer. The 15th question and the last question for today's session we have is, recognize the figure and find out the correct matching. Okay, see, they have given A, B, C, D and E parts they have labeled, so we have to just tell which part is referring to what, all right. See, in the given picture, if you observe, in the A part we can find, all right, the female genital pore, all right. A part is representing what? Female genital pore. Look at the picture very clearly, all right. It is the A is showing towards the pore. Then B, all right, which is marked, it is showing the male genital aperture or pore. Male genital aperture or pore it is referring to, okay. Then look at option C, all right. Option C is here referring it to genital papillae, okay. Genital papillae, and then option D, as you can observe very clearly that it is referring to, alright, clitellum, and then further, alright, then we have E, alright, that is annuli, okay, is referring to annuli, alright. So among the given options, the correctly, the correct option is option 2. Please go for option 2. That is your right answer.